All right, so in this video, I have a pair of sneakers that probably shows how old I am because I'm so excited for this pair of sneakers. And this pair actually dropped 10 years ago, which is crazy that it is 10 years old already. I mean, that means I'm significantly older. But any which way, we have a pair of LeBron sneakers here that I was so excited to see retro. I've been anticipating these since we saw very first images. And here they are, and I can't tell you how happy I am to actually finally have these in my collection again, and in the right size. Yeah, so I decided to look this up. This is actually pretty crazy. I remember vaguely starting my YouTube channel when the original pack came out. That means my YouTube channel is 10 years old, and this pair of sneakers is one of the ones that I wanted 10 years ago when I started the video. As you could see, I had a lot of the other ones from the All-Star pack. This is the one that I really wanted, and it got away until later when I paid resale for it, and then I was kind of worried if I got a fake pair or not. Yeah, I could have pulled the trigger on another pair. It was one that I was considering. I've actually been looking for the last 2 years, just waiting it out, and then of course the retro happening makes it so I have these in my collection. But super stoked to get a pair. I'm not stoked about that price point though. The original ones were 170. These ones are 240. That's a huge difference in price. Also, most of the other ones from the old pack, 10 years ago I could walk into the Nike employee store and I believe I got most of them all half price. It was crazy. When I originally got these, I had them in a size 9, which if you don't know about these ones, they fit real snug, especially for wide feet gang. So size 9 wouldn't work. Size 9.5 is pretty darn snug as well. Size 10 was optimal for my 9.5. And now I have a size 10 2022 version of the LeBron 9 Big Bang. So let's go ahead and get into this video. This video is going to be sponsored by Soul Savvy. If you haven't heard of Soul Savvy, it is an online sneaker community that specializes in helping you cop sneakers for retail. There's a lot of different facets of Soul Savvy that I really like. I've covered them in a handful of videos here and there for the last couple of months. In fact, the other week I did a top 10 pickups that I got from using Soul Savvy's service. So they have a couple different forms of communication that they can use. One, they have a Slack channel that's open that has a bunch of different monitors as well as chat rooms for you to be able to talk to other people. And then second, they also have a Soul Savvy specific app that has sneaker news as well as push notifications when products that you specifically follow. This is actually how I hit the Joe Fresh Goods Outside Clothes and a number of other releases. Also, if you didn't know, Soul Savvy is actually a keynote sponsor for Dornbecker Children's Hospital. And if you can see over here, I have all the Dornbecker Jordans as well as a couple other Dornbecker sneakers. Something that I definitely enjoy and follow. But if you guys are interested in signing up for Soul Savvy, check the link in the description. It is a paid membership, but it's definitely one that has its advantages, not just buying sneakers, but just meeting other people in the sneaker community. And one example I wanted to give is one of the members actually, I met up in Portland when they had a meet and greet in Portland when they announced that they were partnering with the Portland Trailblazers. Well, then last week I followed up and went to a Portland Trailblazer game with Soul Savvy and then sat with a lot of other people that were in the Soul Savvy community. One of them specifically had a daughter that had a brain tumor, I believe, and was actually a patient at Dornbecker Children's Hospital. And so he came over to me in the game and he said, you know what, your most expensive shoe that you just bought, that video really inspired me. If you didn't see, it was an Air Jordan 3 Korea, which has a lot of deep-rooted meaning for myself. But he had some deep-rooted meaning with this up-tempo, which was actually created in a nod to the brain surgeon that operated on his daughter. And he went over and pulled the trigger and bought it on the spot with us, me and a couple other people sitting around. Really cool moment, but just one of those things where it's like, I'm letting you know that, yeah, it's a sneaker community. Yeah, you do pay for a subscription, but there can be other people that you can really connect with sneakers and just have that open line of communication with other people, and it can kind of expand past just sneakers. But they do have a lot of really cool services as well, and it's definitely worth checking out if you guys are interested in. Anyway, link in the description if you guys are interested in checking out their service. This is one of those shoes, man. I'm just telling you, this is just the one that I was really, really looking forward to. Nike LeBron 9, total orange, reflective silver, size 10, as I mentioned, with the foil LeBron crown right there, logo. And big shout out to my buddy PJ. He's actually the one that ooped me these. He won these from Atmos. So just crazy that he was able to get them from there. But the price point was also crazy because these are $240 retail. So I paid $255 for these shipped, which honestly is better than paying like $315 or whatever. That's kind of what I was looking at paying probably on the open market. Because the resale isn't super crazy on these things, but it really never has been. Like if you look historically, they've never peaked over $500. I wonder what would have happened if they would have never retroed them. Would they have actually gone up to like $1,000, or $500 was the ceiling? And then now they did a release of these and they're sitting around that $250, $300 range. I'm personally not mad at Nike retroing sneakers like these. I mean, I'm a fan of the LeBron line, and being around since kind of the beginning of the LeBron line, the Zoom generations before it was actually called the LeBron. The second LeBrons are actually the first one that he got with his own name on the shoe. Anyway, I've been there kind of from the beginning. Of course, now we're on to the, like, what is it, the 19s or whatever. It's kind of crazy to see that evolution of the LeBron lineage, but it's also definitely time. Like 10 years is a good amount of time for them to drop a retro. And I'm really excited to see what Nike and LeBron end up doing with some of these things. Because as I mentioned in some of my other videos, he had some of the most ridiculous player exclusive LeBrons back in the day that nobody was able to get because they were just for him, basically. Like the LeBron 4s, they had so many like PEs, it was crazy. The Fruity Pebbles, the graffitis. Like, it's great to see like a new Fruity Pebbles on a new version of the shoe, but I want the original one. Like, I want the 4s or whatever. But that's why I like this. Like, yeah, you could have had a newer one with the same theme, but having the original one back is something special. Now, obviously, 10 years ago marks the 10-year anniversary of these guys right here as well. These are the Galaxy Foamposites, and this is the one that kind of shut down the internet. Really just changed the way people saw sneaker culture because of all the craziness. I mean, everybody remembers the car that was for sale that somebody wanted to trade for a pair of these, which was ridiculous. But they also had arguably the best like sneaker pack that released probably in a decade. Like, I personally am still of that mindset of like, yeah, this all-star pack was the best of the best. We had the Foamposites as the headliner, but we also had the Kobe's, we had the LeBrons, we have the KD's. All 4 of those were ridiculous. They had the Dunks as well with the Velcro. I had the Kobe's and the KD's and the Dunks back in the day, and I regret letting all of those go. But this is the one that I really, really wanted. This is the one that kind of got away. It's orange. Obviously, I'm an Oregon State alumni, so I like that. But the Big Bang vibes on here were crazy. You have like the Galaxy print down here on the plate, and then on the inside liner, you have that Galaxy print as well as on the tongue, and then on the insole of the shoe. The upper is kind of crazy, and I can't tell you specifically if the color is exactly the same as the originals or if it looks a little bit more saturated or a little bit more fluorescent. Honestly, like, I don't really care. Like, I like the look of this one, so I'm happy with what we ended up getting in the retro. However, I will say the StockX pictures of this version looks pretty terrible. Like, the orange here is really bright, so it's hard to get like a perfect like lighting to make it look exactly as your eyes would see it. But that's just the way it is with brighter colored sneakers. But this one is tremendous, man. I love the look of it. You have the pull before flight tabs right here on the sides. That is done in the reflective material, as well as the tongue on the inside and the outside. Love the fact that it's reflective. You have that LeBron James logo on the tongue. And this might have not been the first one, but it's definitely the one that set the bar. Like, you could have completely separate like logos made for a specific release of a shoe, not just the specific model. I like that they had that little flight suit patch going on. The other thing is that these glow in the dark on the outsole definitely was a huge plus to see that. The Foamposites also glow in the dark. I tried to get these to glow for you guys for the video, and it glows pretty good, but honestly, it's like any glow in the dark. You put a black light on it, let it shine for a second, take the black light off, and then the glow goes away really quick. And this one, for some reason, the glow went away really quick, and maybe it was just the lighting in the room that I was in. Anyway, what do you guys think about the Big Bangs? Is it something you guys are interested in? Was it something that you guys really didn't care about the retro? For myself, I'm sure there's diehard people out there like myself that are like, yeah, LeBron's, I wish they had the luster that they did back in the day. This is one of the reasons why, because this shoe was the one that kind of elevated the LeBron line to the point where I was like, this, I mean, I really, really like this shoe. The 10s I really liked. The 11s I actually really liked as well, but then they weren't as comfortable. And then after that, eventually the 13s where things definitely fell down a different spiral. And for the most part, like, Nike basketball has had a hard time recovering from that and having the sneakers be like a lifestyle as well as performance-based product. Even the newest LeBrons are like a bit too bulky for that lifestyle side of things. I've tried them, but this one is actually really comfortable. I threw these on. I was just really excited to get them on feet. They fit great. They look great. And I'm happy to have them back in my collection. And it's crazy that, like, this channel's been around for 10 years. I've been creating YouTube videos for 10 years, and now it's my full-time job. And so it's kind of fun to have a throwback for my channel from the very beginning. And now it's like, finally got the shoe that I wanted to get when I had my first like 3 videos on my channel. But anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, please drop a like in the video. It means a lot. If you guys want to check out Soul Savvy again, check the link in the description. Take you over to their page. But yeah, man, I don't know. I'm just super geeked up, super happy about this. And the orange pair is going to go on the wall behind me. And we'll leave it at that. But have a good one. And hopefully we'll see you guys back on the channel. Thanks for stopping by. Peace, guys.